So we'll talk about ledger definition. The definition of additional currencies is located under customizing, and this is the path given. But let's talk about first our leading ledger. So this is very important. So SAP gives you the leading ledger by default in every system, and it's at the client level. Okay, this ledger cannot be replaced, cannot be alternated. When I say this, it means that you have to use this ledger anyhow in the system, and you cannot use any other ledger as a leading ledger when it comes to ledger. Okay, leading ledger is only one, and it's always one. Leading ledger is at client level, and lot of features it copies from company code, like fiscal year, like currency. It copies from company code. It uses the same variant for fiscal year which is assigned to the company code, and it uses the same posting period variant as well. Okay, special features. This is exactly one leading ledger. You cannot have multiple leading ledgers in the system. You don't have choice. Only the values of leading ledger are posted to the CO in the standard system, and whatever you post in leading ledger, which goes to CO in the standard SAP system. So you cannot have multiple leading ledgers. You can only have one, and that will be at client level. Every company code will use the same ledger. We'll go into this. We'll do this configuration. Okay, now the path we have to follow is financial accounting new global settings, financial accounting new global settings, and then we have ledgers, ledger, and define currencies for leading ledger. First we will see define ledgers. So this is the one leading ledger, 0L, it's always one. These are all copied. So for the time being, what I'll do is I'll delete them from the system. Okay, so this cannot be deleted. I think these are used somewhere. So leading ledger is one. Okay, now let's go to define currencies. Yes. Yes. So these are the currencies. Okay. Company code currency, group currency, and hard currency. This is how we define the currency for the ledger. The assignment of fiscal year variant and posting period variant to the leading ledger is located under this. So we will see how the ledger is assigned to the fiscal year, then when we will tell which ledger being used. Fiscal year and posting period. So this is how the ledger is assigned. Okay. So this is how you assign fiscal year variant to the leading ledger. If desired, non-leading ledger can be assigned other fiscal year variant that defines for. So for non-leading ledger, you can have a different fiscal year variant or other posting period variant. Okay. So one look at the database table, Flex shows standard extension immediately. In the totals table, the new GL table, more entries characteristics field can be updated than was possible in the classic total. So you can have more fields in this new GL table, Flex, as compared to the it was not possible in GLT0, the old table of classic GL. The totals table can be extended into additional field, both existing SAP field and customer defined field. So we can add more field to the Flex table, be it a standard field or we can have a custom field also. Some of the customers expect that they do have requirement of having custom additional fields. But you can have custom field also. To add customer defined field to totals table, you must first add them to the accounting block. So let's try this. This is a caution. SPRO. Okay. So this is something please do not test within the course or nor without consulting the trainer. Those additional field added to the total table says no other transaction can be performed during the field reading process. So if you try to add something, system will be blocked. So let's not play with this. This is not that critical. What is the scenario definition? The scenario defines which fields are updated in the ledger in the GL view during the posting for other application components. Scenarios provided by SAP are cost center update, and the code is fin underscore CCA. Preparation of consolidation, fin underscore cons. Business area, fin underscore GSBER. GSBER is the business area technical field name. Profit center update is fin PCA. Segment is this one, and then we have cost of sales accounting. Update of sender and center, cost center, and receiver functional area fields. Now, what does the scenario means? We're talking about scenario. So scenarios are with the field updated by the scenario, corresponding business facts can be met. For example, a segment reporting or the mapping of profit P&L statement based on cost of sales report accounting. So these scenarios are basically driving your reporting. Based on scenario, you can have your field will get updated and reporting will be driven. So all those scenarios get impacted to, if you see this box, this one, it is coming to leading ledger, non-leading ledger, and multiple non-leading ledger. Okay. The available scenarios to be found in customizing under global setting, ledger, and display scenarios. So let's see how this looks like. This is the scenarios. Sorry. Leading ledger, and then we have scenarios. There we have scenarios. Okay. Cost center, preparation for consolidation, business area. If I select this, do I have any customer fields? Yes, we do have. So this is for planning. We check this. So this is how we check the scenario. If we want to check if something is assigned to non-leading ledger, so any non-leading ledger is not created as of now, so we can try with this. Nothing. So we can assign the scenario to the non-leading also. Do not transport. Okay, so that's how we assign the scenarios. Taking some time. Ledger can be assigned one scenario, several scenarios, or even all six scenarios at once. So it is just a hint. To one ledger we can assign the scenarios, depending on our choice, either one, either none, either all. It depends. The decision as to how many scenarios to assign depends solely on which facts, business aspects you want to map to new GL accounting. You do not need one ledger for each scenario. So it's not required that for one you for every scenario you have another ledger. For one ledger itself you can assign all the scenarios, but it depends on purely on what business aspects you are looking at. So it's purely a business decision that what all scenarios are needed. Okay. You do not necessarily have to define one or multiple or non-leading ledgers along with leading, which means scenarios do not have to be assigned to non-leading ledger either. Non-leading ledgers are particularly useful for mapping different accounting principles. So for non-leading ledger we do not require to map scenarios, because non-leading ledgers are not meant for all these things. Non-leading ledgers are specifically for parallel ledger reporting for multi-year, multi-gap or multi-fiscal years, or multiple financial statement versions. Financial accounting document always has two views in GL. One is entry view and one other is GL view. So whenever you post a document in SAP, it will have two views. One is the entry view and another is the GL view. Entry view is view of how document appears to the document operator and therefore how it is shown in the subledger. How document appears to the creator, whatever entry the creator has done, and how it is shown in the subledgers. That's entry view. GL view is how it appears in the GL, because it appears differently. We will have an example. I'm not sure if we have some documents here. Let me check. We'll check if we have some document here. Oh, we have a lot of documents. We'll see this document. Then I'll show you the ledger view and the GL view. FB03 0001 213. So this is the entry view. If you see on the top, you have data entry view, how user has entered, vendor to stock. But if you go to this GL view, the view changes. Now you see the look and feel changes. This ledger get added. In place of vendor it came the GL account. I don't know if this document is another ledger also. Okay. Now if you see again, I'll show you a view, entry view. Screen change. Here we have vendor is coming and there is no ledger coming in between. But if at the moment I get general view, in GL view we have a lot of things coming. The ledger, the fiscal year and the posting period, and the moment ledger get changed, accordingly all this will get changed. And then in place of vendor we have coming the reconciliation account is coming up, AP tax, AP domestic 160000, which is assigned to the vendor term 4 turf more, whatever it is. So that's the difference between entry view and the GL view.